Hi everybody, Rita Maitreya from the Core Connection, and I want to talk about something that I see quite frequently, that people are getting frustrated with, whether you're, postpartum 6 months, 2 years, 6 years. This very common complaint that I get and that I sometimes see is that I can't get rid of that final last little bit of belly pooch. It's not necessarily that you have to, lose weight. Sometimes it can be the two halves of your rectus abdominis kind of pooching out. So we call that sort of the loaf of bread. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Let's say someone was just coming into crunches, okay? And they come up, and every single time they come up, what happens is they're not really in their core. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is sort of like this doming that happens. And it's your rectus abdominis kind of flying out, actually away from the core. And so I talk about, squishiness here, that you want to have a nice, trampoline versus a soft pillow. So how do you do that? Basically, you want to be in this neutral position of the spine and get everything working so that everything is braced here. So that when you come up for that crunch, you come up and everything is connected versus coming up and everything pooching, well, not everything pooching out, but just your rectus abdominis pooching out. That's that gnarly six-pack muscle that wants all of the kind of fame. And it really needs to play with the other pieces of the core, like your obliques, external, internal, and your transversus abdominis. So when you have this ability to engage, this guy doesn't go on an island on its own. So when this happens, sometimes people have a condition called Diastasis Recti. So it's like a splitting of the rectus abdominis that doesn't allow you to effectively transfer loads. And sometimes it can cause back pain. It causes back tightness. What I want to just get you to understand from this video is that it's something that's very fixable. You have to learn how to breathe. You have to learn how to stretch your whole posterior chain. And most importantly, you have to learn how to recognize when it's happening in your abs, because you could very well be doing something that consistently exacerbates the situation. So if you continue to do crunches in that way, that's not going to get you any better. Whereas sometimes you just have to pull back a little bit and do those, things, core work, in a way that allows you to maintain that core. And that means, rectus abdominis connected with the internal and external obliques as well as the transversus abdominis. So mainly the stuff I'm talking about, if you go into a plank and you tend to do that same thing, this little pooching out here, you have to make sure that plank is actively connected. So you have to fix it in every single thing you do. If you're doing push-ups, then you have to make sure you're actively connected. This is active connected plank versus I'm just gonna let everything go and I'm gonna kind of fall into that area where that rectus abdominis is kind of, being that showy one. So you wanna really kind of tame him back. And then the other thing is, even as you're doing anything else, even a squat where you wanna have engagement in your core, can you do that squat with weight and still have that behaving, or do we go into that sort of little pooch? So you have to really think about everything you're doing. Anytime you put load to your body, is it a situation where you're creating that belly pooch out, or can you engage and let all those muscles play together, which is the best way to support the spine and eventually bring those two halves together. So hope that helped, and talk to you soon.